So first off, word around town, we both heard this clip, and to be honest, this clip definitely got around. Rob Lowe does not mince words. He was interviewing Adam Scott.
I think it has something to do with like, why do I shoot my game show, the American Game Show, the floor in Ireland?
Yeah.
It's cheaper to bring 100 American people to Ireland than to walk across the lot at Fox. It's criminal what the California and LA have let happen. It's criminal. Everybody should be fired.
This blows my mind. It's a game show.
Yeah,
he's not the only one.
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx does one too. Jamie Foxx shoots a game show here as well.
That's right. We were talking about Jamie Foxx's show. Thank you for reminding me. We were actually thinking about getting into this story earlier because we heard that there was a game show shooting in Ireland, that they were sending Americans, flying them over to Ireland. We couldn't get we couldn't get a conclusive answer on that, so we didn't really bring up that story. But we just got it from Rob Lowe, the fact that they're sending 100 Americans for his game show that he shoots in Ireland. I got it up mixed up with Rob Lowe, but it was actually Jamie Foxx. You're right. Rob Lowe took shots. He said LA should be fired for what's happening with film and TV. I don't think anyone's taking Rob Lowe's comments as gospel when he was talking about the tax credits. He was talking very loosely. Obviously, California has tax credits, but it's just trying to keep competitive with Atlanta and New York and so on. Another example of what we've been talking about, hopefully ad nauseum, because we're trying to get California and we're trying to get LA to do something about it.
But also, I'm okay with Ireland. I'm okay with Ireland doing something about it right now as well, because I have a different perspective here. I have a vested interest in Ireland doing well as well. So Rob Lowe said something interesting as well, because he said he was he was set to do his next show in New York, and that he was ready to go, and then it was going to be shot in New York, so he just pulled it because he didn't want to move to New York. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, okay, I understand that, but also there's so many other people involved in that. Imagine getting cast in a show and the lead is like, I don't want to go to New York to do this, and the whole show gets pulled and it may never come back. That's quite a blow. It's just the way he said it.
That's a really great point.
Yeah, there's a lot of people involved in that show, and I understand that he's in a position where he doesn't have to move to New York, so if he doesn't want to, and it upset his family life and everything else. But also, there are a lot of people involved in a show. It was just a little shocking to hear the way he talked about it. I was like, oh wow,
that's a great point. I was actually going to bring that up, but I didn't even look at it from that side. So real quick about these comments, we'll put the link in the description. Rob Lowe does not mince words, and we would love to be in the position to fire shots like that. Rob Lowe was very vocal during the strikes. He was actively on the streets, picketing. His heart is with LA. This is where his home is. And it's great. We want more stars to be that vocal. I actually thought what you just brought up was the more interesting part of the story, is a lot of crew, especially in Hollywood, was always pointing fingers at A-list stars and saying, hey, you know what? It's about time that Brad Pitt and all the A-listers start fighting to keep productions in Hollywood and start fighting to keep productions in California. If you're a star and if you have power, you really need to start stepping up and leverage that, because we need to keep productions in California. That's what a lot of people on Cruise Stories and so on is what the narrative is. And you said this, but the deal was already good to go. It was inked. The scripts are ready. They were ready to green light. And they said, we're going to shoot this in New York. And he said, I'm not moving to New York for this.
Yep.
What I thought was interesting was, as powerful as Rob Lowe is, he wasn't big enough to change the studio's decision. I think what I'm getting at is there's no star that's big enough to help the studio's bottom line. If they see it's cost effective to be in New York or Atlanta or Budapest or Ireland, they're going to do it. It doesn't matter what the star is. And unfortunately, us as actors, and even Rob Lowe, as powerful as he is, he doesn't have that power. Now, I don't know, to your point, I don't know if he knew the show was going to poof and magically go away. I think he was also saying, hey guys, we have a bunch of studio lots here. I'm pretty sure we could do this in LA. He probably was intending on doing in LA, and they just put this out to him, and it might have been a game of chicken, and they didn't bluff.
I see. I didn't realize that. Yeah.
Now that's a decision with him, his family. I mean, we can't speculate on that. But when it comes down to it, the show just magically went away. I'm actually a little surprised that they didn't try to replace Rob Lowe, but the show just magically went away and it went poof. So we don't really know the ins and outs of that, but that's what I gather is a powerful star is not powerful enough to stop the studio's decisions.
You also know of a director who was set to direct a movie in LA and I think was willing to forego his salary to get it made in LA, but it was too expensive and they wouldn't do it. They wouldn't shoot in LA.
On that note, we're just coming out of award season. We've been talking about the finances of all these Oscar films. This is why Brady Corbett makes $0 making The Brutalist. This is exactly why.
Yeah.
They're trying to save as much money. And on top of it, they shot The Brutalist in freaking, Budapest. Adam Scott and Rob Lowe were literally saying, if we made Parks and Rec today, we'd be shooting in Budapest.
Yeah. That's wild. That is wild. And also, Adam Scott just made a movie in Ireland.
They did have very nice things to say about Dublin, which is nice.
Good.
Hey, friends, if you like that clip, click here to watch the full episode in its entirety. Come on. You know you want to.